Somewhere in Flanders, at the edge of two worlds, where busy roads are exchanged for earthy forest floors and wilder watery ways, our little sanctuary lays hidden among the tall trees. One of the last remaining private properties of its kind, where we are practicing a more simple, slow, sane, and self-sufficient life. In an ever-increasing crazy and chaotic world, where systems are failing us, old power structures revealed and collapsing, more and more people are looking for ways that feel more wholesome to relate to the earth and each other, remembering and rediscovering a life that is more fulfilling and aligned with our human nature. Amidst the noise and distractions, I want to remind you that you don't actually have to live far away from everything or taking big life changes, but that solutions are often very close at where we are. Change is only possible if we start thinking in possibilities instead of limitations. If we can see how we can make use of the ingredients that are right here at our disposal. Instead of being caught in belief systems that leave us feeling powerless and paralyzed, or staying stuck in fantasies and dreams that seem to be too far-fetched. I believe a life on the land can be a quiet but powerful antidote to this. But even when you live in a city, I think small steps towards a more resilient, meaningful and peaceful life are at hand. As much as I'm reminding you of that, I have to remind myself almost daily of what I'm sharing with you. And though I am still dreaming of moving one day to a place that is more rural, I'm learning a lot by accepting that I am where I am, and that I actually already can live the life I'm dreaming of. Which looks like this, and this, and this. And this all very close to my roots. You might have got the impression that we are surrounded by vast nature and forests, but actually this is just a very tiny nature reserve at the edge of towns, city centers and a lot of industry parks. My partner Steven is originally from this region. It was he who came across this land before we met, but basically his roots are here. I was born only 32 kilometers away and never thought I would want to live in this area that seemed rather dull and ugly to me. But life always happens to unfold unexpectedly, and funny enough, I ended up here, in a town that bears my family name, which suggests that my ancestors likely came from this region. It is not in my self-built dream house out of natural materials, in the mountains or at the riverside, but a 70-plus-year-old cabin that was built by a man for his wife and daughters to spend the weekends and summer holidays, that we made livable again after it was abandoned for almost 2 decades. It is also not my dream property, but it happened to be an open space in the forest where we are able to grow plenty of food and flowers. So I made it more like my dream garden. I started this channel for multiple reasons. Not to pretend that my life looks like a fairy tale, but to remember that I am finding my way in life, and that crafting a life from scratch, with all the unideal realities, maybe is even more fulfilling and rewarding than being gifted everything all at once. And that this is possible for you as well. If there is a lack of something, most of the time it stems from a lack of creativity and determination. It is immensely how much materials you can find for free, from wood to windows, roofing, plants and shrubs, seeds, garden tools. Almost everything here was gifted, recycled, saved from the trash bin, or thrifted. We live in this abundant world. Abundance, it's a natural principle. Lack isn't. It is a man-made concept, created to keep us small and dependent. This property actually has a lot of land, but most of it consists of wet forest and water, and so our garden space is limited. But we have multiple other pieces of land from family and people we met that we can use. Even when this might be temporary, it gives us more space and opportunity to grow our own crops, and in the meantime, it strengthens our relationships with the owners while adding value to their places. So if you want to start gardening, for example, ask and look around. People might be more than eager to lend you a plot of land. In return, their land is maintained, and it is also a beautiful way for others to be able to give. Because I believe when people are living from this place of abundance, their generous nature can come to the surface. We all have our moments when life is flowing and things just seem to come to us without much effort. And then there are periods where things seem heavy, hard, impossible, stuck. I believe if we really want something in life that is according to God's will, it will come. But we have to be open to see and receive it. And that requires to surrender. And accept that we have dreams and ambitions that seem not yet there, but that doesn't mean you can't grow towards them by actually already building the life you envision. I think me and Steven experienced what it took from us to try to conform and fit a mold that didn't match our needs. So our willingness and desire for something different was real and very big. And so I believe God made a way for us to live in a way that feels true to us. Also, I'm using this platform as a kind of diary to look back on one day when maybe we will not live here anymore. Because as I said, I am still dreaming of buying or finding lands to build my own natural cottage, having space for a food forest and more animals, somewhere where nature is more dominant. But with documenting this life, it helps me not to forget that life is only in the moment and that we better make the best out of it now, which always feels a bit more hard in the winter time. But let's say after 10 years, I would still find myself here in this forest, at this place. If I were to look back, I hope I can say that yes, I did everything I could to build my dream, and I'm actually living the dream. They told us we cannot change the world, but I know now we can change a little corner of this earth. And maybe I had to start with the corner I would choose the least. As tempting as it is to keep fantasizing about somewhere else and other circumstances, at the end of the day, the only place where we can start is just right here, right? So start right there from where you are. Start small and watch the ripples go far and wide.